Hey there, folks. Greg Shepard here, S&A Financial Services. Got another topic, a TIAA topic that I know a lot of you folks out there can benefit from. We're talking about sheltering some equity exposure given the volatility, if you've heard, in the markets here lately. Okay, not investment advice, but we're going to discuss that and how we can boost those TIAA traditional rates up for purposes of sheltering some volatility and or maybe future lifetime income. All right, folks, like I mentioned, my name is Greg Shepard. I specialize in helping folks all over the country. Just make sense of these oftentimes confusing TIAA accounts. Let's get into it. This is not investment advice. You do not construe it as such. I don't know your situation, okay? Every situation is unique, but I'm going to give you some ideas, some thoughts, something to throw around the head of yours. The reason I'm bringing this up is that I've helped implement this strategy in various ways for both prospects and clients alike. Now, if your situation warrants such a conversation, contact me below. We'll get you squared away, okay? Two reasons for this video. One, again, let's start with sheltering equities from volatility. Yes, traditional can't afford you that. Be careful with liquid contracts versus illiquid contracts. But maybe more apropos is sheltering equities from volatility. Good example, GSRA contract, okay? If you have an ex-employer that has a GSRA contract, you're probably getting lesser than 4.75%. Not everybody, okay? I don't want emails saying, hey, you're wrong, okay? Not for everybody, but a lot of you folks out there would be getting less than 4.75%, okay? If you want to utilize those monies in equities and in traditional as well, remember it's liquid. You all have access to IRAs, okay, regardless of where you are in your career. But ex-employer GSRA contract, great example. Maybe look to extract those monies from that account, open up an IRA, introduce those monies as a new deposit into traditional before April 1st, because I have no idea what the rate's going to be after that. You're going to get 4.75% on those monies. Okay, that may boost your rate up depending upon where you are at the GSRA, maybe a quarter of a point, half a point. Regardless, it's like free money, and it doesn't take a lot of time to accomplish this. Okay, so it would shelter again from volatility, liquid. Also, we'll go to kind of option B here, another scenario that could be advantageous for you folks out there looking for lifetime income. We'll utilize, a lot of you out there, the reason I'm stumbling is I'm trying to find a specific scenario, but a lot of you out there are going to have various contracts, okay, of which your institutions, given the contract that you have, you can toggle between contracts. The reason you would do this, again, twofold. One, boost that rate up. I've talked about this many times in older videos. Boost that rate up from whatever, 4.25 to 4.5, 4.5 to 4.75, whatever the case is, it's irrelevant because it's just time that can improve your financial life in the future, right? So there's a pro right there. Also, if you're looking to initiate lifetime income, the higher the rate you're getting, the more longevity that money has to grow. Obviously, the more money you will have when you initiate that lifetime income. Okay, so if we're talking 5, 6, 7 years down the road. All right, so the moral of the story there is, in my opinion, you want to do this before April 1st. That's a week, sorry, late video here, because we don't know what's going to happen after April 1st if they reset the rate for new deposits. Also, I had a participant reach out to me and give me this food for thought as well. You know who you are. Roth conversions. A lot of folks have been doing Roth conversions, okay? So if you're going to do it prior to year end, all right, again, to shelter volatility for the purposes of that Roth conversion, or maybe in 2026, depending upon some legislation coming down the pike, right? Not only look to shelter that money in traditional liquid accounts, but again, I'll go back to that option A on the onset of this video, is like a GSRA going to an IRA, boosting that rate just a little bit for the interim. Okay, it's not a long period of time, but nonetheless, it's more money, and it's basically a free money, if you will. If you're going from one contract to the other, that's providing you a more advantageous rate for new deposits going in. Okay, various ways you can do this, but just pause and think about the words I spoke rather quickly about, and does this apply? Can this apply to your situation? If it does, it's worth the time calling TIAA, reaching out to me, or doing it yourself, of course. Yes, it's a little bit of a logistical headache, if you will, but come on, let's get this done and improve your future financial, your future self will thank you. How about that? A lot of cliches I could use. All right, it's enough. I'm going home today. It's 5:45 here in Central. What am I doing at the office? All right, Greg Shepard here, S&A Financial Services. Hey, you all go out and have a good one. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.